Welcome back to the Fantasy Fortune YouTube channel, and today we are going to be hating on some dudes again. I did that, I think, 2 weeks ago. I had 5 wide receivers I was avoiding, so none of them are in this video. Though I'm those are probably 5 of my biggest avoids. So I didn't have them in this video because I've already yapped, but go ahead and check that on the channel. It'll be there. But yeah, today I think is 5 more. 5 more players that I recommend not drafting in fantasy football. The first one I'm extremely confident. And then the rest of them I'm fairly confident. And then the last one, I don't know if he's last, but is just kind of like with new news that came out. So anyway, let's just dive into it. No more intro, whatever. The first player is Travis Kelce. I can't get behind it. I don't know what people are seeing here. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Travis Kelce, I didn't really prepare a lot here to say about him because I feel like I've memorized so much of it, so bear with me if I'm forgetting some stuff. Last year, he was the tight end, he scored 3 touchdowns. We'll pull up his game log. I forget where he finished. Tight end 12. Where did I get tight end 12? 823 yards, which was down from the previous season and then significantly down from 2016 to 2022. 3 touchdowns, by far the lowest of his career. At 5 the year before, 12 the year before. Literally kind of gradually declined to 2023. Declined more from last season. And now he's going, depending on what platform, tight end 5 to tight end 6. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why are people interested in a 35-year-old tight end that not only showed a lot of regression last year, but even regression the year before? He's clearly just going down, down, down. And we're still drafting him like he's this elite top 5, top 6 tight end. I got to pull up more shit real quick. Only scoring 3 touchdowns was crazy in the Chiefs offense, but obviously the Chiefs offense took a huge dip. He was tight end 7 in points per game last year at 12.2. That was less than Taysom Hill and Jonnu Smith, David Njoku, my guy. And now he's being drafted above that, which is all right. But to me, the first 3 games, let's just talk about with Rashee Rice on the field, 2.7 catches per game, 23 yards per game, and 4 targets per game. Was a complete afterthought with Rashee Rice on the field. Now, the reason that I hate this Travis Kelce pick so much is 2 different reasons. The first one, not only did he regress like a motherfucker last year, he could not possibly have asked for a better situation for that to not happen. He's got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. Rashee Rice, the number 1 receiver who's going absolutely nuts the first 3 games, out for the rest of the season. Marquise Brown was out the entire season, up until the end of the season. Xavier Worthy kind of started doing shit at the second half of the season, but he was kind of a nobody for the first half of the season. RB1 Isaiah Pacheco breaks his fibula in week 2. You lost all those pieces, so you are clearly the only dude doing shit on this offense, the only one that they should be targeting. And you still were tight end 7 in points per game, had 3 touchdowns, and just honestly was damn near touchdown or bust, it felt like, on a week-to-week basis. Now, if he's going at tight end 9, tight end 10, I'd be like, sure, I'd love to take him. He'll probably be a tight end 1, right? But I don't think there's a damn point in paying up for this type of player when there's way better value behind him. Mark Andrews goes right behind him. They're similar. Evan Engram and David Njoku, Tucker Kraft. I think those guys are all solid option. TJ Hawkinson either goes right ahead of him or right behind him. And the funny part about that, and I mentioned this in my Vegas video, and I'm going to keep saying it because it's crazy to me. ADPs, David Njoku, tight end 11, Travis Kelce, tight end 6. Vegas lines for receiving yards, both of them at 700. Receiving touchdowns, 4.5 for Kelce, 5.5 for Njoku. Who looks at that and says, let me take Travis Kelce 3-4 rounds sooner? No, don't fucking lag on me. All right, I think we're back. I've been sitting here for 5 minutes trying to stop lagging. Sorry for the service. But who in their right mind, and sorry, that's going to come off like mean or something, but I just don't get why you would look at these. And obviously you shouldn't be drafting by Vegas lines because they're not always right and all that, but it is a very good tiebreaker because these people know what they're talking about. And I agree that they have the same exact, like, David Njoku to have a higher touchdown line in that offense just shows you like what they're expecting from Travis Kelce. And the reason I agree, you're adding Rashee Rice, whether he gets a 3, 4, 5, 6 game suspension. Xavier Worthy is taking a second year leap or whatever you want to refer to it as. He's going to command more targets. Marquise Brown is even back, wide receiver 3. Isaiah Pacheco is back. Like, he took such a big step back last year without any of these guys, and now they're all back. This offense is way too crowded for him to be this freaking good pick as early as he's going. So I will move on. The second guy is going to be James Cook. A lot of people do not like this one, and I touched on it a lot in my misconceptions video. James Cook scored 18 touchdowns last year, and the year before it was 6 touchdowns, and the year before it was 3 touchdowns, total touchdowns. He was RB19 in 2023 and RB11 in points per game in 2024. He's going as the RB14 right now, okay? And I don't think that is like this crazy ADP, right? Like, I think a little bit of regression in the touchdown department is kind of getting baked into that. But not enough. In my opinion, because he was RB11 in points per game, tripled his touchdown total from the year before. And I think there is a ton of luck in the touchdown department. And if you look at this chart from Ryan Heath, it's basically expected touchdowns on one side and actual touchdowns on the other. And you can see this big ass outlier right here. James Cook, expected touchdowns compared to actual touchdowns. He is by far scored the more touchdowns than he was expected, which is a huge indicator of regression the next season. Along with that, Josh Allen is going to score 7 to 12 touchdowns or whatever he does on 8, 9, 8, 6, 7, 15, 12. He's had 12 plus touchdowns each of the past 2 seasons now. How James Cook scored 18 while Allen scored 12, a little crazy. But the reason I'm more skeptical of it, not only did he rank 11th among running backs in points per game, but was 27th in expected points per game. He scored 18 touchdowns, and he wasn't top 10. His role, shout out to Sal Vetri for this, his role was not even very good. 49% snap share. He was outside the top 25 running backs in total touches, and he had less receiving yards than his backup running back Ty Johnson, and Ray Davis gets involved in the receiving game as well. He doesn't have the safety net at snap share and role and receiving yards to where that this is a pick that I can either think, yeah, that's pretty safe, or I don't know where else I was going with that. The role is not as good as you think it is. The touchdowns are almost guaranteed to come down. So I'm not really excited about taking somebody near the top 12 when I know he's going to score less touchdowns. I'm a little bit uncertain about his receiving role and snap share. And I know he's in a good offense, so he should still be fine to score a decent amount of touchdowns. But realistically, we don't know that. He's never been a touchdown guy. We saw that the year before when the Bills were a great scoring offense, but James Cook just happened to not score touchdowns, and Josh Allen scored 15. I don't know. There's a lot of question marks here. Why pay for him when you can wait a round or two and get Kamara, James Conner, Kenneth Walker, Chuba Hubbard, he should be in that tier, not RB14 to me. Number 3 is going to be Chris Godwin. And I'll be brief on this. It's just a bit of a gut feeling, but listen, last year I was the biggest Chris Godwin guy. He was going outside the top 30 wide receivers. I dug into Liam Cohen's history, and I was like, he helped with that Cooper Kupp Triple Crown season from the slot. His slot receivers go nuts. Chris Godwin thrives in the slot. He's going to be playing in the slot. Liam Cohen is going to give him a solid season. We've seen this guy be a top 12 fantasy points per game wide receiver before, but he was top wide receiver 32. And he was wide receiver 2 before he was getting injured. I saw that coming, but now coming off a major ankle dislocation, he had 2 surgeries this offseason. He's probably not even going to be ready for week 1, and I've been fading Chris Godwin all summer because of that, but there's more clarity on that there. Hopefully he's ready for week 1. He's not in training camp right now. I don't think he will be if he's on PUP, or even if he is ready for week 1. I think it's very likely that he is not the same. Anyway, losing Liam Cohen is also a thing. Like we did this last year with they lost Dave Canales, who, by the way, Godwin didn't do much under. Now they have Liam Cohen. Now they lost Liam Cohen and they promoted Josh Grizzard. It's always an uncertainty when you lose the guy that made you a top 2 wide receiver in fantasy. The Bucs drafted a first-round wide receiver in Emeka Egbuka, who I think is knocking on the door. I love him as a prospect. So say what you want as well, but Baker shattered his career highs all across the board. Passing yards, touchdowns, completion percentage, rushing yards, everything. Passer rating, everything. So he's due for a lot of regression. I hate to say it, but he's not probably throwing 41 touchdowns again. This is a crowded wide receiver room. A lot of uncertainty about his health. That's not a guy I'm really going to get excited about, even though he's in the mid wide receiver 30s. The 4th guy is going to be Kyren Williams. I know everyone is going to hate this, and I don't have a ton here as well. Dude. Fucking ant. Kill an ant on my damn desk. Excuse me. Kyren Williams. So I'll start off with highest running back snap shares when trailing in the 4th quarter. Now this is supposed to be viewed as a positive, but Kyren Williams 91%, and then the next few 75, 72, 70%. That is a huge snap share that I think is bound to come down, and I'll get to why. But we are going to listen to Coach Speak Index on Twitter. If you don't know who that is, go look them up. They dig into all the press conferences and interviews between head coaches, GMs, and everything. They have notes on how reliable people are and just share information that most people would miss. So everything that head coach Sean McVay and GM Les Snead have said about Kyren Williams and new draft pick Jarquez Hunter and Blake Corum. And I'll just start reading. I'm really proud of the body of work that Kyren Williams has put together, what he represents, all the different things that we really want to be about as a football team. He's checking a lot of those boxes. I would like the 2025 offense to be a little more versatile. We can't allow any injuries to inhibit us the way they did in 2024. Now, the way I take that, Kyren had the biggest workload in the NFL at the running back position, like maybe outside of Saquon, but I mean, yes, outside of Saquon, he had the nuttiest running back carry share, snap share, like I just showed, touched, like workload, like everything. I think that they've said multiple things that is going to change. How are you making yourself more versatile from a personal perspective, from just a run variety perspective? When you watch Liam Cohen's Bucs offense and what they evolved to with Bucky Irving and the way they ran the football, some of the variety and personnel groupings I thought was a cool reflection. The best coaches adjust to their players, and that's what we've got to do a good job of as it moves forward and what it looks like from our offensive line with their surrounding parts, blah, blah, blah. I think that kind of hints at, like, they had a nice little Bucky Rashad White mix. Jarquez Hunter has the ability to go through you or run away from you. He can hit home runs for you. For the second consecutive draft, Sean McVay has bringing up Kyren Williams unprompted and how great he was. GM Les Snead, Jarquez Hunter ignites a crowd the way he breaks tackles. He runs with joy. We do think that the way this NFL season's going, the amount of wear and tear that goes into playing running back, that having a committee with different skill sets only helps continue to run the football the way we want to. The dialogue with Kyren Williams' agent has been really healthy. We all know how much we love Kyren. Been the same stud. We'll see where this goes, but it's positive progress. Jarquez Hunter was one of the few running backs we had a really good appreciation for. There was a good vision with how he fit. He can hit home runs. There's a lot to like about him. I just wanted to kind of speed you through that. You can pause and read more or whatever. I think that there's just a lot of indication that Jarquez Hunter is not going to take the job. He's not going to do all this shit and ruin Kyren Williams, but I do think Kyren Williams was top 8, top 10 because of the workload and because of the kind of insane touchdown success that I think, will come down because they want to mix in, keep him healthy. They've said multiple times, keep Kyren healthy, chill on the workload, mix in some Jarquez Hunter. B, they're going to be very pass heavy. They added Devontae Adams over Cooper Kupp, and that is another red zone guy. I think they're going to want to run the ball more. Pass the ball more in the red zone. The explosive rate, shout out to Ron Stewart for the stat. Rams were dead last in explosive run rate with Kyren Williams last year. He also had fumbling issues. And I'll pop up this take from Noah Pyers. I don't know how to say his name, from Underdog. His hot take is Kyren Williams won't be a top 20 running back. He's one of the least dynamic runners among the consensus top 12 backs and has major fumbling issues, even fumbled in the Rams' loss to the Eagles in the playoffs. Majority of fantasy value is goal line carries, and the Rams just added one of the best goal line receivers in NFL history. Inside the 5, would McVay rather hand it off to the guy who has ball security problems or have a Super Bowl winning quarterback throw a 50-50 ball to Adams or Puka? That's a very good point, if you ask me. And that's not that I'm actively ignoring and avoiding Kyren, but again, he kind of goes right after the tier break off with Chase Brown, Bucky Irving, Josh Jacobs, who I much prefer. He's the first guy in the next tier of like Breece Hall, James Cook, James Conner, Alvin Kamara. I don't know. It is a little expensive and I think risky. Before the next one, make sure you do check out my fantasy football draft guide down below. This is what it includes. Worked very hard on it. And before the next one as well, I am hosting a free fantasy football league. There's $0 in entries, but there's $100 to first place. So information for that will be down below as well. DM my Instagram, Fantasy Fortune, the football emoji, or just something that you came from YouTube and blah, blah, blah. I'll see it. I'll send you all the information about it. But again, I did this last year, paid someone $100 who beat me in fantasy football. We have 6 of 12, I think, filled in the first league. We probably will do a second league, but spots are limited. So DM me, and you could win $100 by winning, and you get to play in a fantasy league, and it's fun and shit, and you don't have to pay a dime. So Joe Mixon is the last one, and I think it's just a combination of terrible offensive line, did not improve. I don't care what you tell me. This offensive line did not improve at all. Bobby Slowick last year was a shitty play caller, but he was a very run-heavy guy when they had Stroud, Collins, Dell, Diggs, even when they lost Dell and Diggs. Like, he went very run-heavy, and that was great for Mixon in fantasy weeks 1 through 14. NFL defenses figured it out. Mixon dealt with some injuries. He was RB 49 over the last 4 weeks of the season. He was going for like 12 carries for 22 yards or something. Like, he had some bad games. And that's okay. It is a negative to look at, but the reason, obviously the bigger reason we're avoiding Mixon here, from Ian Rappaport, Rappaport, Texans running back Joe Mixon, who is on the non-football injury list, is expected to be out an extended period of time with a frustrating foot injury. The Pro Bowler coming off a 1,000-yard season will be reevaluated closer to the season to determine his availability. He's been in a boot, like he was in a boot in OTAs, and I kind of clocked it like, all right, that's something to monitor. This is a guy that's, I think, going to be about 30 years old. He's in the same draft class as Kamara, Connor, Aaron Jones, McCaffrey, Eckler. Those guys are like, I'll get to that in a sec, but he's going to be 30. The offensive line, according to my PFF chart in my fantasy draft guide, 32nd or 31st ranked O-line. Terrible O-line. Added a bunch of receiving weapons. I think with the new play caller, they know that they should be pass heavy. And here's the chart I wanted to talk about. Ron Stewart, this is your friendly reminder that the 2017 RB class is going into year 9 in the NFL. And according to this chart by Ryan Heath, year 9 is really where it starts to break down. Yeah, I mean, you can just see the graph. It just kind of goes playing up a little, like your peak, and you go down a little bit, year 7, year 8, and then year 9. It's like just typical. It goes back to history. This is a CMC, Mixon, Kamara, Connor, Aaron Jones tweet. I'm not feeding all of them, but you should be choosing wisely, and I agree with that. Mixon is the guy, and kind of Aaron Jones a little bit here, but Mixon is really the one in this group that I'm like a little hesitant on, a little skeptical on. He's also more expensive than all of them except for McCaffrey. So, I don't know. I don't get too excited about it. But I just secured a deal with Chalkboard. So, if you haven't heard of Chalkboard, it is very similar to the Underdogs and the Prize Picks of the world. And they have some awesome promos. You'll get a 100% deposit match if you want to join with the code FORTUNE. And they're doing this fun shit. I think when NFL season starts, it's going to be you get like $20 for free just for joining with my code, along with the 100% deposit match. They're going to be releasing these packs where you can open a pack every day and you'll get some type of boost or free square or something. So that's very fun. And they'll give you a bunch of half-a-yard promos when NFL season starts. So keep that in mind. I'm going to join and help your boy out. Code FORTUNE on Chalkboard and Underdog. But thank you for listening. Please leave a like, subscribe if you enjoy. It tells me what you like and what you didn't like. And we'll see you in the next one.